Hello guys and girls. How's it going? I'm gonna check the streamings to check if it's good. Guys and girls. How's it going? I'm gonna check the streamings to check if it's good. Oh, I see it's good. I'm just gonna change the. How's it going? I'm gonna check the streamings to check if it's good. Oh, I see it's good. I'm just gonna change the. Alright, it's good. It's perfect. Now let's continue. Now we're with the third part fourth part of the prompt engineering with OpenAI, which is the second course of the AI associate path for software developers. So let's go right into it. I'm gonna show you my screen now. Let's go.
Great work so far. Now that we're comfortable with prompt engineering principles and strategies, let's apply this knowledge to business applications. This video will focus on developing effective prompts for text summarization and extension. Text summarization condenses text into a shorter, coherent version while preserving its essential meaning. This technique is used across industries to streamline business processes. In finance, it speeds up decision-making by summarizing lengthy reports. In marketing, it turns customer feedback into actionable insights for better campaign strategies. If prompted effectively, language models can be leveraged for summarization. Summarizing text can seem straightforward, providing the model with text and asking to summarize it. For example, here we have a smartwatch review covering design, quality, and comfort. If we ask the model to summarize it using a simple prompt without details, the model will do so, but the prompt could be more effective with specific guidance. We can specify the output limits, output structure, and summarization focus to make the prompt more effective. We can specify the output limits by the number of sentences, words, or characters. Here, for the same smartwatch review, we modify the prompt to ask for one sentence, which we see reflected in the output. We can also specify the output structure by explicitly mentioning the format in the prompt. Let's try this by asking for 3 bullet points at most. Now, the output is a 3-bullet summary reflecting the qualities of the watch. Finally, we can ask the model to focus on specific aspects of the product review while summarizing. Here, we can instruct the model to summarize the review in 3 sentences, focusing on the key features and user experience. This helps us identify the product's strengths and drawbacks. As we can see, the response has precisely 3 sentences, highlighting the user's positive feedback and the key features they enjoyed about the product. Text expansion, the opposite of summarization, generates text from a few ideas or bullet points. It boosts business efficiency and productivity by streamlining communication and reducing time spent on tasks like composing emails or generating report text. With LLMs, we can effectively expand text when using well-crafted prompts. A typical text expansion prompt should ask to expand a delimited text, highlighting key focus areas and specifying output requirements like tone, length, structure, and audience. Let's illustrate text expansion with an example. We have bullet points describing a company's social media services, such as content creation and community building. To create a coherent description of their services, we use a delimited prompt to ask the model to expand the bullet points into a professional 2-sentence overview of its features and benefits. The model expands the service description to 2 sentences using a professional tone. Time to practice.
All right. So, market research report summarization. A market research firm needs to analyze and summarize lengthy reports on market trends and customer behavior. They want to know how AI and data privacy are shaping the market now, how they're affecting customers. You're provided with a report, which is already defined in the environment, and a string about market trends and how they're affecting the customer behavior. Your goal is to craft a prompt to summarize it while focusing on aspects related to AI and data privacy to see their effects on customers. So we already have defined OpenAI report and get response. So my main work is going to be here on the prompt. So I'm going to do, you are an expert in market research. You're an expert in market research. And then here I'm gonna put before I had the one you're going to receive a report delimited by the 3 backticks. You need to summarize it, focusing on here on aspects related to AI and data privacy. And data privacy, see their effects on customers. Good. Here I'm defining who is the, how should the AI behave, what is it going to receive. So I need to put the private ticks, and then I'm gonna here put the report because it's already defined. And then, yeah. I'm gonna check. Okay, yeah, I'm streaming. All right. So if I run the code, then um, I guess it's not reading this report. Maybe if I do this 3. Or if I do this. I like this. And then here I'm gonna run the code. It's because I didn't use the formatting. And that's why. It's like I'm not passing nothing, I'm just passing merely the string report, but not the contents inside of it. Yeah, now it's good. Highlight the impact of artificial intelligence, the data privacy, increasing focus on security as customer expectations in summary. So I'm gonna go here, gonna make 19. Summarization. I'm gonna copy this. Incorrect submission. Why? Summarize. Ah. Mm, yeah. To summarize maybe the report. While focusing on AI and data privacy. Maybe it's actually making the text comparison exactly with that. Ah, shit. I forgot to put the. You need to summarize the report while focusing on AI and data privacy to see their effects on customers. Mm-mm. The length requirements not top to focus. The length. I didn't saw this. Please use a maximum. Please use maximum 5 sentences. Then it's gonna be good. So this is the correct prompt. I'm gonna close all these windows. Okay, product feature summarization and electronics. Okay, I did this incorrectly. This is the. This should be here. And this should be here. So the 19 is the market research summarization. Okay, and now in the 20, it's the products feature summarization. All right, and then from here, an electronics review website wants to provide concise and easy to read summaries of product features for its readers, allowing them to compare and evaluate different products quickly. The review website wants to generate bullet point summaries, and to start with, they want you to craft a prompt that summarizes a product description for a smartphone. So I'm gonna write you are an expert copywriter. You're going to receive a product description delimited by 3 backticks. I need you to summarize it and generate a summary with no more than 5 bullet points. Then in here I will need to put the 3 backticks. I will need to put the product description, and this is an F string, so it replaces the value inside of the string here. Then I run the code. I guess this is the product description, but for some reason I'm not getting the summarized description. This is weird. Okay, one second. I'm gonna copy this here. I'm gonna put the product description equals, and I'm gonna do this. So if I run the Python 20, I should get the summary with the max 5 bullet points. And let's see what it replies. It's taking a while. But why? Oh, I see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bullet points. So it worked. I guess I just need to run the code or basically reload the page maybe. Sometimes the stuffs are being resolved by reloading the page. I see the internet is kind of slow. Where's my computer? I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna copy the prompt. They're gonna run the code. Oh, perfect. I see the summarized description with only the 5 bullet points, so it's good. It worked. Did your prompt ask to summarize description in no more than 5 bullet points? It's making the exact text match. I need you to summarize it with no more than 5 bullet points. Still checking this word, I think. Perfect. It's done. Okay, next one. Product description expansion. As you continue your work on the electronics review website, you've come across some products that are already summarized but lack a comprehensive description. So in this one is expansion. Your task now is to expand this concise product description into detailed narratives, ensuring that each product has both a full description and a bulleted summary for easy comparison. The complete description should effectively capture the product's unique features, benefits, and potential applications. You will apply your first prompt on a smart home security camera product description. OpenAI already declared, product description already declared, get response, already been filled out for you. Okay, so You are an expert copywriter. You are going to receive a summarized product description delimited by the 3 backticks. Then you need to expand this product, this summary, and generate a paragraph that talks about key information of the product, like unique features, benefits, and potential applications. Then I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna put here the product description. I'm gonna run it. So the original description is just like bullet points. The span description is kind of in the intro, I guess. It's speaking more. It's generating a like a copyrighted text. So this is about expansion. Let's see how does the checker reacts here. Oh, error. The products ask for features, benefits, and potential applications. I should limit it to 1 paragraph. Generate 1 paragraph that talks about. Then it should be okay. And this is and this is 21. And second, so I guess it wants applications limited to 1 paragraph. And description that talks about key. Key information of the product, like unique features, benefits, and potential applications, limited to 1 paragraph. Okay, it was making the exact text match. So I'm going to copy all of this. And well, in this case, the product description is not it's not in my environment, so I need to copy it from here. And then I need to do this product description. It's equals. And then it should be good. Then I need to continue. All right, yeah, listen to this.
Now, we will explore text transformation applications and how effective prompt engineering facilitates them. As the name suggests, text transformation changes a given text to create new text while maintaining the same information. Applications include language translation, tone adjustment, and writing improvement, all achievable with LLMs using effective prompts. Let's explore language translation first. When asking the LLM to translate a text, we should specify input and output languages in the prompt. For example, here we have an English product description for an electric scooter and we ask the model to translate it to French. But what if the language of the input text is unknown? We can ask the model with a delimited prompt to name the language. Here, the text is written in German. We can translate text from one language to multiple languages simultaneously. Here, we ask the model to translate an English product review into French, Spanish, and German, and the model generates the requested translations. Companies may use LLMs for initial translations, but should verify accuracy, especially for customer-facing content. With tone adjustment, text is rewritten to suit various business needs. For instance, a marketing company might have an informal promotional message about its summer sales. We can ask the model to rephrase it more formally and with a persuasive tone by specifying this in the prompt. The text is now transformed into a professional invitation for customers to explore remarkable summer sales, highlighting unique benefits. The tone and structure are more formal and polished. To adapt a text's tone, we can specify the target audience, a key strategy in effective communication. For instance, a product description with technical jargon about microprocessors and algorithms can be rephrased for a non-technical audience. We can ask the model to rewrite it this way, making it more accessible to the target audience. Text transformation also includes grammar and writing improvements. To correct spelling, grammar, and punctuation without changing the structure, we can ask the model for proofreading. For instance, in this text inviting for collaboration, the model can correct typos and grammar mistakes without altering the style or the structure. However, if we want the model to enhance the clarity of our text by modifying its structure while retaining the same meaning, we should ask it to proofread and restructure the text for enhanced readability, flow, and coherence. In this case, using the same text with the spelling errors, we observe how the structure becomes more readable and well written. Finally, we can perform multiple transformations at once using multi-step prompts. Suppose we have the following text for a product review written informally with many errors. We ask the model to proofread it first, then rewrite it in a professional tone. The model corrects the text in step 1 and rewrites it in step 2. Let's practice.
Cool. Okay, translation for multilingual communication. A multinational company wants to expand its reach to more international markets. They need a language translation solution to convert their product description and marketing materials into multiple languages. This will then be verified before being published, of course. Your task is to design a prompt that translates text from one language to multiple other languages, facilitating effective communication with customers worldwide. You will apply your prompt on a provided marketing message. Get response function, how is preloading for you? Okay. You are an expert multilingual. Copywriter. You're an expert multilingual copywriter. And you are going to receive a marketing message delimited by the 3 tactics. You will need to take this message and generate translations in 3 languages: French, Spanish, and Japanese. Okay. I need to use F here. And then I need to, the message is the following. And then I need to put here the marketing message. English, French, Spanish, and Japanese. Wow, that's super nice. So translation to multilingual communication. Oop. And then I guess that my marketing message should be somewhere here. And this is going to be the marketing message. So if I run this, which is the Python 22, now it should be all right. Good, it worked. It also worked here. So we're good. Let's continue to the next part. Tone adjustment for email marketing. An e-commerce company regularly conducts email marketing campaigns to promote its products, inform customers about new arrivals, and offer exclusive deals. The company has an hypothesis that is currently studied. It's too informal and wants to test out how tone adjustment to their emails could help boost customer so normally now they send two informal emails and want to test different tones to the same email. The sample email. Okay. So you are an expert copywriter. You are going to receive a marketing email. And the text delimited by the three backticks. Now I need you to generate 3 emails by changing the tone of the original email. The image these are the 3 tones you need to alright professional, positive, and user centric. And then I'm going to 3. 1, 2, 3. Here's the F. And here I'm going to put the sample email. Okay, this is tone adjustment. I'm gonna do this. Then the sample email. And this is gonna be the original email that I have from here. And it's this. Let's continue. Writing improvement. A popular online community relies on user-generated content to thrive. Users frequently contribute reviews, articles, and comments, but the quality of these contributes varied. To elevate the overall experience of its members, the community aims to enhance user-generated text. This includes fixing grammar errors and refining writing tones to create a more polished and engaging environment for all users. Your task is to build a multi-step prompt that proofreads and adjusts the tone of a given text. So I receive a text and I need to first fix the grammatical error, the grammar error, and then I need to adjust the tone to be formal and friendly. So we're gonna write here, this is an F. You are a online community moderator. You are going to receive a text limited by the 3 backticks. You need to transform the text by doing the following steps. Then 1, fix grammar errors. 2, adjust the tone to be formal and friendly. And then I need to put here the text. And then it should be all right here. Proofread the message. So it is proofread too. Good. So this is the tone adjustment is here. Now we need to do now we just need to transcribe here. And this will be the writing improvement. And then we need to copy all of this. Nope. I'm just gonna do the text, which seems to be actually pretty informal. Yeah. And after the adjustment, it seems like correct and formal. And this is good. Okay, text analysis.
It's time to analyze text using effective prompts. Text analysis is the process of examining text to extract relevant information. This video explores text classification and entity extraction techniques using sample customer data. Note that these examples are fictional and companies should seek legal advice for using customer data in compliance with privacy regulations. In text classification, the goal is to assign one of several potential categories to a given text. A common example is sentiment analysis, which categorizes text as positive, negative, or neutral. To classify texts effectively, we should specify the classification categories and output requirements in the prompt. For instance, when asking the model to classify the sentiment of a smartwatch review, we explicitly mention the options as positive, negative, or neutral and request a one-word response. The model responds according to our specifications. When classification categories are not specified, the model relies on its internal knowledge. Using the previous prompt without defining categories will still work for standard sentiment analysis. However, for more complex cases, it's best to specify classes to ensure expected outcomes. Texts can fit multiple classes, such as a review expressing several emotions. Without a predetermined list, the best practice is to ask the model to specify a maximum number of classes when specifying emotions. For the smartwatch review, we instruct the model to list up to 3 emotions. The model identifies the customer as impressed, positive, and comfortable. Another form of analyzing text is through entity extraction, where the goal is to extract specific entities from a given text, including names, places, organizations, and dates. To extract entities effectively, we should specify the entities to extract and the desired output format. Here, we have a product description for a mobile phone, and we instruct the model to identify the product name, display size, and camera resolution while formatting the answer as an unordered list. We see how the model extracts the product name, display size, and camera resolution, formatting them as requested. When entities and their structure are too complex to explain, we can use a few-shot prompt. Suppose we have 2 support ticket examples from 2 customers using a travel booking application and their extracted entities. The structure is complex, with parent entities like customer and reservation details, and sub-entities that vary depending on the information found in the corresponding ticket. For instance, entities 1 has phone, but entities 2 does not. Suppose we have this new ticket, ticket 3, from a customer named David, and want to extract its entities in the same way as the previous 2 tickets. We formulate a few-shot prompt containing the example tickets, their extracted entities, and the new ticket. The model extracts the entities from tickets 3, following a similar structure to the provided examples, and capturing new sub-entities such as the customer ID. Let's practice.
All right. Okay, so customer support ticket routing. A large customer support team receives many tickets related to different business areas, such as technical issues, billing inquiries, and product feedback. Your task is to create a prompt that automatically classifies incoming tickets into 3 groups. Into these 3 groups and routes them to the appropriate support specialist, reducing response times and enhancing customer satisfaction. You will test your prompt on a provided sample ticket. Okay, so basically, I'm gonna say you are an expert in customer support. We need you to, oh no, you are going to receive a customer support ticket delimited by the 3 backticks. You need to analyze it and define whether it is a Is a technical issue, billing inquiry, or product feedback. So this is a task of classification. In this case, okay, I need to write the F, then I need to do the tributics, then I need to do the ticket here, run the code, I just pass the ticket and then I'll classify it. It's a technical issue. Okay, and then I'll submit the answer. Oh, it's nice. So this is gonna be 25. Today is longer than yesterday. Customer support ticket routing. I'm gonna do this here. I'm gonna do this here. And then the original one is gonna be this one, which is ticket equals 3456. And then I'm gonna run this just to see my local. Python 25. So basically now we're doing text classification using the OpenAI API. Whoa. Text is not defined. And I think I know why. Because this is not part of this code. Let's do it again. It was already done here. Technical issue, but we just run it again. Yes, technical issues is good. Now let's jump into the next exercise. I think we're gonna, how long are we streaming? It's already 47 minutes. We'll try to finish this third section of the second of the prompt engineering with OpenAPI course, which is the second course on the AI engineer associate path for developers. So let's try, because I need to leave in like 1 hour. We need to do some tasks. Okay. Customer support ticket analysis. The customer support team receives tickets through various channels, such as email, chat, and social media. The company wants to automatically extract key entities to categorize and prioritize tickets appropriately. The job is to craft a few-shot prompt that helps them to achieve that. You have 3 sample tickets. Ticket 1 and there's corresponding entities, entities 1. To inform the model on what we look for, you need the model to extract entities from the new ticket 4. So we can do it in the simple way and a fast way. What we can do is something like this. Then we do something like for example question. Which will be ticket 1, and then answer, which will be entities 1, and then we do the same for tickets 2 and tickets 3, and then entities 2 and entities 3. So the system knows that, like for example, for a question that has a ticket, the ticket 1, the answer that was generated was entities 1. So it's like a few shots, so it knows like more or less what is the logic that should be applied. And then when I okay, I need to pass the ticket 4. So the question will be ticket 4, and then it should here autocomplete. So if I run the code, so if I submit this, I need to, so you want me to put like this. Nice. Um, so this should basically return me the same answer, but with different prefix. Okay, this is good. And well, regarding this, I'm gonna do this tickets and entities. I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna do reverse engineering on here on this file, given the code and these logs. Please generate 4 tickets and 3 entities variables and update the file. And I'll just reverse engineer and create the tickets and sample entities there. So basically I don't need to write it all by my own. It's going to be a pain in the ass. I know I shouldn't be using Fable for this, but I'll just change it later. Anyway, I'm not using it that much at the moment. Because these ones are not defined. Yeah, see here? Tickets and entities. So each entity is instructing the name and the processor dimension. Name, processor dimension. So yeah, this is good. So it generated it all. So This is a way how you can reverse engineer a problem. Code generation and explanation. Okay, so we're going to the code generation part. Let's see. Okay, so I don't need to do this. So let's stop there. Let's run the Python 26 to see if I get the proper answer for the entities of the fourth ticket. And then yeah, the entity is the name. Charlie ABC editor. Okay, that's good. Now let's watch this part, which is code generation and explanation. We're still live.
The final business applications we will cover are code generation and explanation. Let's explore creating and explaining code snippets with effective prompts. Code generation creates code to solve a problem and is essential in any domain that uses software. Using LLMs for this purpose requires a solid understanding of the generated code for practical use. To generate code, the prompt should include the problem description, target programming language, and desired formats such as script, function, or class. For example, asking for a Python function to calculate average sales per quarter, the model generates a function named calculateAverageSales that takes a quarterly sales list, sums the elements, divides by the list length, and returns the average. Sometimes we use input-output examples instead of explicit problem descriptions to generate a program. For example, here we have input lists of quarterly sales of 4 numbers each and corresponding outputs, but we need to understand how outputs are generated based on the lists. We can ask the model to write a Python program for this. The model first identifies that an average function maps each input to its output. Then it provides the corresponding function and shows how it applies to the examples. Instead of generating code from scratch, we can ask the model to modify existing code. For example, given a Python script that calculates and prints total sales from a quarterly sales list, we can ask the model to transform it into a function that we can call to compute the total sales. The model generates the requested function that computes the total sales and the modified script that calls it on a quarterly sales list. We can include multiple modifications in a single prompt. Using the same script we had, we can ask the model to allow users to input parameters interactively and test if they are positive, returning an error message if they are not. The model makes the necessary changes. The code now takes 4 inputs interactively, displays an error message for negative values, and computes the total sales. Sometimes pieces of code can become very difficult to interpret, especially if they are lengthy. LLMs can help explain such code. When asking the model to explain a specific code, we should specify the desired explanation length. For example, asking for a one-sentence explanation results in a high-level summary, like stating that the code calculates the average sales per quarter. We can also ask the model to explain the code in detail. In this case, we use a chain of thought prompt asking the model to think step by step. We apply this prompt for the same code we had earlier. The model will take one code chunk at a time and explain its functionality. It explains step by step what happens in each part, starting with the function definition, moving into the computation, and then returning the results. Finally, it summarizes the purpose of the code. Time to practice.
Okay, it's time to practice. Code generation with problem description. You work as an analyst for a retail company and analyze monthly sales data. You need to develop a Python function that accepts a list of 12 numbers, and sales for each month of the year, and outputs the month in which with the highest sales value. This information will help your company identify the most profitable month. You feed the problem description to a language model to get help. All right, so you are an expert software engineer specialized in Python language. You need to create a function that receives a list of 12 floats I can discover like this, and this should generate the code. So I'm gonna submit this. Good. Okay, next one. Input, output examples for code generation. So in this case, I'm gonna your work as a project manager. I need to estimate the time it will take to complete different projects. To develop Python functions that can predict estimated completion time for a project based on historical data. You are given a set of examples. In the examples, where different factors associated with the project completion. Each example, each example includes the factors' numerical values and the corresponding estimated completion time. So this is trying to represent numerically one characteristic. So for three numerical representations of different characteristics, I am getting an estimated output of 11, which will be the estimated time. It doesn't define the unit of measurement, so I will just consider any without units of measurement. It could be hours, minutes, whatever. So I'm gonna define here. You are an expert, so wait, you're an expert software engineers specialized in Python language. I can basically copy all of this. It's literally, this is the good explanation. I just need to copy and paste. Okay, here is creating the script, but I think this is really advanced script. I mean, it's not simple script like just making like sums and ups and multiplications and division. Is doing something with pandas and scikit-learn. But I guess it's good. It's gonna work. It's just like we're not gonna go into the details of each of what does the code, what does the code generator looks like. As for a Python function, okay, I'm gonna just copy this because this is looking for this. The calculator project completion time based on the given input output examples. It's asking for this so badly. Yeah. This is examples. Okay. Now, modifying code with multi-step prompts. You're a you're a home improvement contractor specializing in flooring installations. You need to develop a Python function that calculates the area of the perimeter of a rectangular floor in a room to help you determine the amount of flooring material required for the project. Okay, calculate the area so you know more or less how much material you need. You're given a string named function which contains a starter function. Yeah, the place the area of the rectangle for giving sweeter. We need to prompt the language model as well and to test the inputs. So you are an expert software engineer specialized in Python language. You have you're going to receive an initial function that you're going to receive an initial function that takes initial function delimited by the 3 backticks. This function accepts the floor width and length and returns its area. I need you to make the following modifications to the code. 1. Okay, I'm gonna copy test if the inputs to the this one. If inputs are correct, return the area and the perimeter of the rectangle. Okay, and then we submit the answer. Aha. So we forgot to define the f here, and then we forgot to do these 3. Yes. Code modification, multi-step, and this is like this. Nice. Explaining the code step by step. All right, with a chain of thought. So I need to, as a financial analyst, your task with analyzing investment portfolios and providing insight. Reviewing a set of financial data, you come across a Python function that seems related to analyzing portfolios, but you're unsure of its exact purpose. You decide to use chain of thought prompting to let the language model decipher it step by step. Okay, so I'm gonna define the f here. You are an expert software engineer specialized in Python language. You are going to receive a function delimited by 3 backticks function is used to analyze portfolios. Analyze the function and explain step by step what does it do. And yeah, I need to put the 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I have the function here. So this is good. This is with this code explanation. Chain of thought. Well, that's super nice. We finished this chapter. I think that we can continue this for tomorrow because I need to take a break. It's already 1 hour of streaming. It's a lot, and it's my second day of streaming. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna push all of this code. I'm gonna do here status. So I'm gonna check what was the log of yesterday. Copy, get commit minus m. So I'm gonna do git commit minus m. So now it's 7 of 7. And I'm gonna write here prompt engineering course. Part 1. I'm gonna be, yeah, just part 1 is okay. Where's this? Part 1. Like this. And I'm gonna do git push. Yeah, that's pretty much for today's, guys. If you wanna check the code, you can go into my repo. It's in Luis Enrique Segundra, the Camp AI Associate. You should see the changes of today in here. Here the prompt engineering part is the one of today. Tomorrow we're gonna try to finish this. We're gonna finish for sure. This last part, which is like prompt engineering for chatbot development, is the last chapter of this second course. And then we're gonna go to work right away into the project, which I guess we're gonna do a chatbot with OpenAI. Yeah, this should be the prompt engineering for chatbot development. It's quite nice. Prompt engineering, create a dual prompt get response, search for learning advisor, providing context. Nice. So let's just finish this tomorrow. Let's start the project, and we will be already in a good place, because then on Thursday, if we do that for tomorrow, that means that on Thursday we will be doing already work with Hugging Face. Yeah, that's pretty much good. So guys, thank you very much for being here. So if you have any questions, just write me into into Instagram. I think is my fastest way of contact. And so see you tomorrow.